Good morning, good morning. It is 7:50. I am up and at 'em. Earlier than I originally set my alarm for, but I'm really glad I woke up earlier than my alarm because I would have been rushing had that been the case. So it's time to say goodbye to the adorable hotel room. Also, through a miracle, I fit everything in the bag. That was interesting for a second there, but we made it work. So I am home. It is 5:19. I've been home for about an hour and a half, but I rinsed off because it is so hot outside today. So I rinsed off. I have I have good news. The good news is, and I don't think I mentioned this yesterday, but there was talks that Broadway would potentially go on strike because, long story short, the people who work behind the scenes, there are two different types of contracts. Every time they've renewed, the one contract has been revised, the other contract has not for many, many years. So the people under that contract were like, hey, it's time for us to get a revision. And I always want to say studios because that's film, but the Broadway League was like, no. And then they were like, all right, well, we're sending out a strike authorization to our members yesterday and today. And if they authorize a strike and we can't come to an agreement, then there's going to be a strike. And so I was talking with Charlie about it after the show last night. And he was saying how next week he is going to be making his debut as a principal actor because the actor who's currently playing Frankie, which is the role that he covers, will be out of town or something, and so he is going on as Frankie next week. And so he was really worried because if the strike happened, then he wouldn't be able to make his principal debut, and that would have been absolutely awful. And I told him last night, I was like, selfishly, I'm really, really glad I came now. And I said, but I really hope that doesn't happen. Just saw that they came to a tentative agreement, so it's not happening. The tentative strike has been avoided, thank goodness. And I am not going to do this, but I'm looking at it just in case to see what it would be to go see the show again without having to miss any work. Yeah, flights are way too expensive, not happening. But do you want to hear something else that's absolutely wild? Talk about a small world. So while I was looking online, because I'm now wholeheartedly obsessed with this show, unfortunately, one of the biggest numbers that I love so much, it's not one of the more popular numbers, so I kind of can't find it anywhere other than obviously the song, like the cast recording. Anyway, I found a video. So basically what Parade did is they performed 7 shows at the New York City Center early this year, and then it transferred to Broadway. So a lot of the cast transferred over, but not everyone did. So a video that I found was actually them rehearsing at City Center, which I didn't know that when I clicked on the video. And the video opens with the opening scene of the show, which is what Charlie is in. But I was like, that is clearly not Charlie. And that's when I was like, oh, it's from the City Center, not from the... Anyway, so I'm going, oh, that's not Charlie. But I look closer and I go, but I do know that person. And it is someone who was didn't go to the same high school that I did, was in a different one in the same region. His name's Brody Grant. And so he played the young soldier at City Center, didn't transfer because I did some research. He was in the world premiere of The Outsiders musical, which opened in January, and Parade started previews in February, so there's no way he would have been able to do both. And so instead, the role went to Charlie. So I was like, you're telling me that this version of Parade, that role was played by 2 people from the same county out of chance. Like, that's wild to me. I now have the professional pro shot of Newsies playing on the screen because I am now back in a musical era. I will say, definitely reinvigorated that passion. My passion is really just performing in general. I love theater. I haven't done it in so long. I love film. I'm more familiar with it, but there is such a special energy to theater that you can't get with film, and vice versa. But I feel like there's more a sense of community on stage than there is in film. Not that it should be that way, because film cannot happen without everyone working together. But like performing in front of a live like audience, like things going wrong when you just there's such a special feeling to it. So I will say that I plan to audition for that show later this year. Auditions aren't going to open for a little bit. But it reminds me again that I do want to go and audition for that. Unfortunately, I can't, I'm only going to go for that one role, and I know it's very unlikely that I will get that role. And I'm not someone who normally would say, oh, just this and nothing else, but not to say it wouldn't be worth it to move around my work schedule for other stuff, but it's like, because I get stuck, right? Because I'm like, well, I have my jobs, and that's what pays the bills, and that's what needs to happen and stay that way, and that's the truth. But I also don't want to compromise my passions in life with that, right? Like I want to be able to make stuff work when needed while still doing my passion. And the writing is easy enough. It's the performing part that gets a little bit more difficult, but yeah, just like it reinvigorates that passion. We are getting a pretty crazy storm here. My mom just texted me and she was like, hey, I think the crazy storm that we've been getting is heading to your way. So like, just a heads up, like we did lose power at one point. So yeah, it's just rolled in because it's only 6:01 and it's this dark. Also, I feel like Newsies is very fitting to watch right now because of the current strikes. I love it. This is wild. Hang on. Like, I'm going to bed plenty early because it has been a very big and travel-filled 2 days. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day too, actually. So, because last week didn't work out to meet with my friend Lauren, due to, oh shoot, I forgot my water, taking Nola to the vet. Sorry, it's going to be dark. Taking Nola to the vet, and then my friend Lauren was actually having some trouble with her new cat, and so we had to cancel for last week. We are meeting at noon at a coffee shop. Then I have a meeting for the documentary thing that I booked at 4:15. And then since I did not work on Wednesday, I am working an evening shift on Friday, so tomorrow. So I'll have like 5-6 days in a, no, this is gonna suck, okay? It's gonna be fine, but it's more just kind of gonna suck, because I work tomorrow evening and then both days normally for the weekend, and then work Monday through Wednesday like normal. But then I also work on Thursday after I get home from the bakery because it is the Food and Wine Festival. So I don't know how late I will be writing. Not too late. If anything, I'll probably finish earlier than I normally do. Because, other than like some of the festival entertainment. But it's a festival day, so you never know what's going to happen. And then I finally, a week from now, will have a day off. Now, I easily could have swapped, since I'm working next Thursday, I could have swapped it for another day, but I figure I'm trying to earn back the money from the New York trip, so might as well. I'm so tired. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. All my social media is in the description. Love you all.